To capture the government activities, we use two main concepts in the GFS framework: stocks and flows. Let's look at an example. Imagine the government owns a warehouse in which it stores food and medical supplies for emergencies such as floods or hurricanes. The warehouse is currently empty. To be prepared, the government needs to buy and store food and medical supplies. The acquisition of these supplies, their transport to the warehouse, storing them in the warehouse, and their distribution in case of emergency are all economic activities that the government undertakes. These activities generate resource flows. Some flows involve cash payment. For example, the government pays for the acquisition of food and medical supplies, pays the workers' wage or the electricity. Other flows don't involve cash payments. For example, the distribution of food and medical supplies to people in need may be done free of charge. Another example of a flow that does not involve cash payment would be the loss of supplies due to a mice infestation. All these flows change the value, volume, or composition of the government's assets and liabilities. How do we record these government activities in the GFS framework? Well, any economic activity can be viewed in two ways: as the position at a certain point in time or as the change over a period of time. The GFS framework records both views. It captures all resource flows that occur during a period of time, such as a month, quarter, or year, and then presents statistics for the total flows during the period. In our example, we would record all payments for food and medical supplies bought and transported, wages paid, electricity paid during the first quarter of the year, as well as the distribution of supplies during that period and the loss of supplies due to consumption by mice. As you see, flows are a cumulative value. Stocks refer to the outstanding values of assets and liability at a given point in time, usually the last day of the relevant period. In our example, stocks show the value of the food and medical supplies in the warehouse on the last day of the quarter. Stocks and flows are directly related. The value of stocks on the last day of a quarter will be the sum of the value of the stocks at the first day of the quarter, the opening stock, plus all the flows that occurred during that quarter. In other words, the stocks of food and medical supplies would show the accumulated result of stocks at the beginning, 0 in our example, plus all the supply acquisition, disposals, distribution, and losses during the quarter. The value of the warehouse stock of food and medical supplies can change over time for many reasons. Not only because the government may purchase new supplies, but also because it may need to use some supplies in an emergency or because some of the food supplies are expired and need to be thrown away. Maybe even the government decide to transfer some supplies from the warehouse to local institutions or other warehouses. In the GFS framework, all these increases and decreases in stock, no matter the reason, are treated as flows.